Hey, traders. Good morning. Sorry, man. I'm feeling a little rough under the I don't know, rough under the edges or whatever they call it. I mean, had that night stream last night. There was drinking, there were wheel spins, there were chugs. But here we are, the last day of the week. Tried to just stay every single day this week. I've been here around open, so figured why not, finish it strong with another morning stream. And the S&P 500 is clearly, moved up and gapped up. Pre-market Dow Jones is up over 1,000 points. I mean, S&P up over 100 points, and sitting up at like plus 5% right now. And there are gaps to fill the upside. But it's really interesting where we are on price action for the S&P. Why? You have to zoom out. You can't even see it all on the daily. You have to go to the weekly. You see what we touched like the Jesus man. I mean,
Bruh.
really, dude? Do you see this? Anyone? Wheeler, 2009, 2011, 2016, and now 2020. So the question is, will this hold? Because for the first time since 2011, the S&P 500 has fallen below the 200-week moving average, which is extremely important. You got to get back above that, man. So where's that sweet Federal Reserve Jesus money? Liquidity, man. So I hope y'all are having a good one, man. Remember Osmosis Jones? When Bill Murray's body was on fire? That's how you feel? I think that's how I feel, man. Yeah, feeling rough, man. Like, the world was crashing yesterday, Bitcoin. I just went out with my friend to just hang out, eat some dinner and all that, and it's just Bitcoin's at 38, it's cracking 3,800, and it's like I'm driving home like, what? It almost feels like not real life, right? So that's the S&P. You kind of get what's going on. I mean, all the indices are up now, right? We can go to the DJI. You can kind of see it's the same type of situation, where you almost touch that demand line before bouncing. Who knows? I mean, dude, anything's possible with how, cue the bad news, you come back down, you test it, or you fall below it. I mean, this is like the trend line. This is like the trend, man. You break this clear. I mean, you're already in bear market territory, being down like 20% from the top, but, demand line's being broken. That's like where people should be buying, right? Historically. So if you break it, clearly there's not demand here anymore, meaning there's no trend. Okay, makes sense. Dump it, man. Yeah, FYX, we know clearly you have an impartial view here. You just want the economy to do well. No. He just needs his puts and his tendies. All right, great. So yeah, just going back to Bitcoin, we can look at the weekly here too. I mean, a lot of different situation on this market. The wick from hell, dude. 38.62. No one saw that coming this soon, like this fast, man. You can say people called it whatever, but dude, this move was unnatural. Like in a 1 week period. 52% swing. So it's already recovered about 25% of its losses from the bottom. At the bottom that was last night, that was yesterday. Above the 200-week moving average somehow, some way. You were, for a while, well below it. Dangerously below it. You were below everything, man. But one thing is real, from the low point to high point, we hit an 88.6% retrace. From this low to high, we hit a 1.618 retrace. There was confluence here of some sort. So there was perceived value. And if you remember, right, what was the idea long ago? The meme? The meme, dude. 886, right? Yeah. So 4,400, right? It's been, I just don't know, the technical damage being done here. Like, what's going to happen, man? We're just going to reverse to the upside. I don't know, man. That's serious. And there was a lot of volume that came in, too, with that selling. Am I happy now? Nah, dude, I'm tired. Real tired. I probably shouldn't be streaming right now. But again, just wanted to, hey man, if you start something, you want to try and finish it. So it was like, this week I was doing the morning streams, and it was like, if I didn't go live this morning, then I'd have to be like in history. Well, you remember that historical week? Well, you didn't go live on the Friday. You didn't go live on the Friday, but you went live for the 4 other days, so who cares, man? Oh, man. So, I mean, altcoins across the market were eviscerated, and now, they're up 30%, but what they're not telling you is they're down like 60%. They were down 60% at one time total or something. It's just crazy, man. Like, what did Ethereum do? Ethereum went down to test pretty much the bottom, the December 2018 bottom at $85. Man, someone was joking about, it wasn't long ago that Ethereum was at $80. This was after the stock market had closed and we had not crashed yet. Someone's like, we just recently see $80. It's like, yeah, and now we're in kind of a recession maybe, and we got down to $85 or something. Insane. But still, lots of damage done here. Lots of selling. I mean, tremendous amounts of value lost. Hard to really make sense of it. Besides, maybe you just think about Ethereum just kind of being in a range here, right? Each low, different support. You're back above a couple. This was like capitulation, man. You have to understand, like, capitulation's like we just complete route, like where anything that was a support does not act as support. It just, you go straight through it like a hot knife through butter. It's exactly what we did through 5K again. So for me, I don't even see 5K as a support resistance at all on Bitcoin. Good Lord. Dude, so I don't know, like on this computer, I had it in sleep mode and it had this algo chart still up. But I don't really ever look at algo. But I thought this was insane. Like this pattern. Let me see if I can pull it up. This is for the sake of retrospect, hindsight, education, for fun. Bitcoin had its own too, right?
What up, LA? Started from the bottom, now we're again. Good to see you. Do not get tracked.
Oh my God. Dude, it's David, man. Thanks for the 20, dude. Good morning. Good morrow. Yeah, man, don't get wrecked. That's an understatement. That's kind of been the tone. That's been the theme this week. Do not get wrecked. Do what you can, Stay on the sidelines until, I don't know, a lot of this subsides, man. We can get back to business as usual, for the swing trader. I mean, come on, man. This market's no patterns, right? No patterns developing. Now, again, let me show you. Well, let me find it anyway. Utility screen. Look at this pattern that was painted. Man, I wish I could just see every chart at all times. I wish I was omnipotent. And just, I mean, look, dude, you can only monitor so many charts, right? But, like, look at this. Gorgeous. An S-coin, dude. An S-coin giving us a Bob Ross style slanted head and shoulders pattern before, the bottom fell out. It's gorgeous, dude. Right? And not only that, what did it do? It ran up from its high point to low point, went exactly where you think it'd go, between the golden zone. It almost hit a 50%, but not quite. That's fine. So painted this pattern after hitting the common retrace area. And let me turn the death cross, by the way. Destroyed. Well, it's the 4 hour, so it doesn't matter. But you talk about a measured move, man. Well, I think you've clearly hit that. I mean, perfect. God, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You hit the measure move perfectly. My God. So just think about late February, 49 cents, and you got to a low point yesterday of like 10 cents, dudes. How about that, man? Pretty cool. I don't know, that was just on my screen, so look here, listen. Okay, so let's go back to the S&P 500, keep our eye on it. I need to create another quad screen over here. So, you know, still, again, just the most gorgeous, beautiful touch I've ever seen. Now, who knows if it's going to last, man, right? But maybe this is where the crash pauses. So we could, you know, we were talking about last night on Patreon. We were going back to 1929, and we're just going back to all these crashes, and like almost every single one had at least a 50% retrace before the recession started, right? So you think in time from this dump, we'd eventually rally to back test some areas as resistance, maybe fill some gaps, and then we go down to lower lows when more economic data comes out in the coming months. Because that's it's nothing good. And look, man, you know, here you go. Like, who knows if this is even going to hold today, dude, right? What is this? Pathetic. You know, it gapped up. Congratulations on your scrubby gap up. That's great. But what about price action when the market's open? You've only, I mean, I know you're still above open, but dude, you ran up to 26.32 and you've only just sold that off a lot, like 140 points or so. So look what you're doing. You see this trend line, right? You're just like, I don't know. It's Friday. So Friday, after just a week of selling, you think it might be a different situation? I don't know, man. Right? Maybe we get one of these days, and then Monday we're screwed again, you know. But you'd think eventually so the selling has to stop just for gap fills and retraces. You know, people are going to want to exit if we can ever get another retrace, right? So, I mean, you don't just go straight down, man, and you don't just have all these gaps on the way down and they don't fill. So, yeah, dude. But I guess in this situation, with it being a triple black swan event, maybe unprecedented stuff makes sense, because this is kind of unprecedented. What's been happening? Hello? Are y'all there? Does anyone hear me? Chat? Good morning? One sec. Spaceship is just not as convenient as the other, but I had to do the spaceship today. I got my dad and one of like these contractors coming in. We're just finishing up these last things of renovations at my house before I probably put it on the market, man. So kind of hyped on that, but unfortunately, like, they have to go into my office because they're going to be like replacing like this huge thing, this window base where there's been this leak. So that's why I'm in the spaceship today. I would have been on the other one, no question about it, but hands were tied here. All right. Yeah, definitely worn out from last night's hype. Brian, me too, man. NYC is trying to keep it together. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's an understatement, NYC. Talking to you, the city. The Master of Harmonics art? Yeah, that's with those done with black plasma, the Kang. Stay-at-home Kangs. Not really stay-at-home Kangs. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But, man, I'll tell you, I miss my beards because, dude, I look like a joke. Like, who? I don't look anything like, I don't know, I guess I look like look, it's on this screen that looks so bad, dude. Right, no facial hair. Are you kidding me? So why don't we, while we wait for the S&P to finish its pathetic rally and test yesterday's lows, and while we wait for that, you know, we could just have a little fun. And it's like, this is we are the best, man. We push this market down. Do you understand?
Good.
Okay. Sorry, just wanted to have fun with it. We're good, dude. Alright, I'm just going back now. Why FYX is literally blowing a gasket. You're too young to be this stressed out, FYX man. Okay, if you're watching or listening. He's just in all caps. He's just unhinged right now. I don't know what you're mad about, dude. Like, you're getting exactly what you want. Look at this. The buying that came in is gone now, and we certainly could shift to red later, soon. I mean, we're so close to, see, we're already red. Dude is losing it, man. Wow, color me surprised that any rally would get sold in these market conditions. I mean, how is this surprising? There's always an 800 number for everything, Poker Wiki, dude. What I say is possibility we've hit the bottom. What I say the possibility that we hit the bottom is low, dude. Yeah, probably. I mean, how do we know, man? Like, dude, black swans, 3 black swans. We've never seen this really before, ever, right? Look at this. Still, in a way, like, you can argue that you're still diverging no matter what until you fall below like 20 again on the RSI. But who knows, man? Like, when that's gonna pivot and go, like, right? Look at the negative momentum, highest level ever on the S&P 500. Dude, you're selling off. Dude's so unhinged, man. May we have a lit stream tonight? Was yesterday and last night not good enough for you? I mean, markets are gonna be. I mean, Bitcoin market's not gonna be closed, but excuse me, man. Oh my God. Holder War II veterans, thank you for your service. Yeah, my crypto tips account, and not even looking at it. It's rough, dude. Get a daily radio show? Ugh, is this not radio enough for you? Hey, typical Hawaiian, how about you just close your eyes and not watch the stream and just listen? And it is radio, isn't it? Couldn't it be Podcast Connect or something? Oh my God, dude. Dude, I don't even know what to say. What's up, Hawkeye? Any recap? Yeah, S&P 500 gapped up. It then rallied, and it was a pathetic rally. I mean, it was a good rally, I guess. And has now already sold off, and we are now lower than what we opened at. So there's a chance we could test our bottom for now, which was 24.76. It's only considered the bottom because we gapped up today. And if you wanted to recap, the weekly is all you got to see to be kind of learned of the situation at hand, which is the whole trend that we've been in for 11 years is in jeopardy with this upsloping support being touched like the Jesus yesterday. That is your recap. You're now finally oversold for the first time since, guess what, dude? I mean, you were more oversold now than you were the second time we got oversold in March 2009. We're the most oversold we've been since November of 2008. But, you know, all these records have been getting broken over and over and over again. You know, Dow is on pace for its worst week in history. Not even like 1987 or 29. It's like it's supposed to be pretty much the worst. So... But yeah, like another thing to talk about that I didn't even talk about in the recap is how the Federal Reserve had, well, I guess we talked about tendies, but Federal Reserve has like injected like in the next 2 weeks over $1.5 trillion into the repo market, unprecedented. It's never, not that much money ever. So it doesn't seem like liquidity is going to be the issue now. And so the main thing is like what bad news is going to come out next. It's going to further catalyze this move down, this impulse down, right? This crash. We're in the midst of the crash still, if you look at the weekly or daily. The 11-year monthly uptrend threatened. on Bitcoin too. I could believe it, man. Dude, just understand. Less than 24 hours ago, Bitcoin was at $3,800. And now it's sitting at 5,700. I just don't know how long that's going to sustain with people risking off. I mean, that's like, you know, advisors being like, hey, man, what can we sell? What's up now? Oh, I mean, okay, Apple's only down like this much. Well, let's just get rid of that. Let's just get cash. People are scared and they're getting out of everything, including gold, right? Gold that's, you know, been performing well, but not the past few days, man. And for good reason, because gold is showing extreme amounts of bearish divergence on the weekly. The weekly, man. After what? After hitting a 100% measured move of the slanted, complex inverse head and shoulders pattern that you broke out of in June of last year, right? That measured move was 1655. You touched it. You've done it. You stayed up there for a couple weeks, few weeks. You've hit it. And now is time where, look, you have now touched the bottom of the channel and you bounced off that too. Very interesting, right? The demand line. But the problem is bearish engulfing candle being painted. And this is it, dude. If you don't close above 1586, oh boy.
What do you think about the CME gap at 9K? Thanks.
Oh no, super chats. I gotta fix that, dude. I have to. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. That cannot stand. But what do I think about the CME Bitcoin gap at 9K? I mean, one day maybe it'll fill. You know, you think, dude, this market's insane, but it might take a couple years or something. I don't know, man. Like, these dumps are like unprecedented. I don't, as a market participant, I don't remember this, like anything like this. Not really. I remember the 5K capitulation stuff to 3150. Sure, I do. But you know, we were like already on the way down. I don't know. There's just something much different about what we're seeing now than what we saw in late 2018. So, thank you for the $2.99 super chat, dudes. But I do need to fix that. So let me just. I got to turn it off one of my overlays. 2 seconds, man. So just trying to stay on track with gold. Understand you've hit where the demand should be, right there. But again, I get that you hit that, but I'm a little concerned, or a lot concerned, about the fact that there is somewhat major buyer exhaustion on the 6,000 year hedge, and not just on the weekly, but the daily too. Do you understand what I'm saying, man? Right there, it looks perfect. To Jesus, man, it's so nice. It's like that's what dreams are made of. You love seeing that. I mean, those are. I know it's an uptrend, but man, you see that. That's like, you know, there's a decent chance that it's going to reverse the downside. If you see it on the daily and the weekly at the same time, even more so of a reason. And it did happen, but now you're hoping that gold can pivot off this demand line and we could rally to higher highs, eventually get back above 1640, and then see 1800 an ounce. Okay. But if there's a true recession, understand that gold does not play a hedge in the crash times, in the here and now. During recession, gold will, and all the other precious metals will sell off with the equities, because everyone wants cash. And that, you know, recessions last, the shortest one was like 18 months. So if that happens, expect a downtrend on gold too. Expect gold to break this trend eventually, okay? Overlays. Alright, so which one I'm gonna do here? This is not gonna be easy, dude. I have to have so many overlays for this. Separate overlays. Let's see, it would be chart alert box. Crap, dude, this is so complicated. I need to be offline to actually do this stuff. Let's see, if I turn off let me just turn off super chat on this one. Alright, someone tipped me a super chat, Kappa. I mean, just, you know, I guess we'll figure it out soon. I don't want to disturb the stream too much. We'll see. We'll see if it fixed it. Okay, so you get golds. Hopefully everyone is completely up to speed on gold. You get me, man, right? Let me turn the stars off. Sorry, dude. I know that can be really distracting. I don't even think about it. Okay, there should be no stones left unturned on gold, man. You've hit a measure move of the extremely large pattern that have been in development for years. And by the time you hit that measure move of the pattern, you're showing buyer exhaustion. It's like perfect. It's like a puzzle piece, man. The puzzle being put together. Okay, maybe we can go back to the S&P 500 and I can work on a quad screen for you. And, you know, you sold off a little bit. You're rallying. So, yeah, you're just right where you opened at. You gapped up. You're still up $88. Still up 3.55% on the day. Fed liquidity connect, right? That's log scale. Man, it's just almost unbelievable, you know, the touch you got and how you gapped up from it. So I would be quite pleased to see the S&P never break this trend line, because that would signify that maybe, just maybe, the trend is intact still, the uptrend from '09. It's wishful thinking, though, in these current situations, man, all right? Just go take a look back at Apple. That we were talking about, you know, lower prices seem very possible. I think eventually we will see 233 on Apple. But dude, you're right. The 200, you're still above your 200-day moving average.
Bounty hunters. We don't need that scum.
Kitty Link, thanks for the sub. Welcome. Glad to have you. Much love. Balls up. Okay. There is buyer exhaustion on gold, but anyway, we're looking at Apple now, and it's weird, dude. It's kind of weird that you, in a way, are diverging a little bit. I mean, this looks almost like the S&P, right? Where you were low, and now you're making lower lows, higher levels relative strength. But my issue is, like, it's still the same wave down. You know, normally when I don't know, like, you had that dead cat bounce like the whole market did before dumping again. So it's kind of still seems like the same wave here. And, but I mean, lows, lower lows, higher levels relative strength. That is clear. That is divergence, man. So I'm wondering, will this get a rally? It won't matter if the indices dump, but this is a market mover. You know, this is one of the reasons why the indices move the way they do, is because Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they can move the market, right? I mean, the FANGs alone, 20% of the S&P 500. So there you go. But again, I think in time for Apple, you could see 230 to back test from October 2018. Would make a lot of sense, right? In these current conditions, everything, all supply chains getting shocked. We are in uncharted territory worldwide, certainly. No one alive has seen what is happening right now. Look at things with perspective. Got to think about it like a game or simulation. That may help. I don't know if that's going to help, dude. But if we're in a real recession, what's the best investment? There's not really much of a good investment in recessions, because in recessions it's like this period of everything getting haircuts for a long period of time, right? I mean, it's like it'd be like learn how to swing trade and look for tops to fade. Right, and you know, if you're scared, all you have to do is just flip the chart over and act like it's bullish, right? And be like, oh, okay, great retrace. All right, so you've only made it to 38% retrace. That's what's fascinating with Apple, from its low point to high point, 38%. This isn't this is 2019 low. This is before the parabolic run, right? it's pretty interesting when you broke that parabola line. You know, you ran up one more time. You definitely kind of diverging up there before you dumped, like the indices. But this is a rather mild pullback so far, right? We know it's moderate, and we know between 212, well, yeah, but between 212 and 256 is where Apple could reverse, which it did, right? It February 27th. You opened down here before you reversed to the upside, and now you've broken through it, and now you're kind of reversing again, maybe at that same spot above the 200 moving average. So just keep your eye on the SPX. So that's Apple. You got Microsoft. I mean, kind of devastated, but it's the same situation today where you gapped up based on maybe, hey man, I mean, that's what happens in these situations on the day. It's like you gap up, you gap down, you know, huge move down, huge move up. Volatility is so high. You know, Microsoft is up 5.23% today. You know, you can barely even tell. I mean, it's lower than it opened at, you know, so what does that say? So where are you? I mean, you're at this support resistance area back from July 2019. Look at this run up and this crash, man, down. So many gaps. You know, there's another gap of 178 that one day you'll fill. I don't know how long it'll take, but same kind of situation. You never even got oversold before, you know. I mean, it's not over. Like, it's not even close to being over. But what we can do is go from this December 2018 low, right, to the high. 50% retrace, right? So you might reverse here. You reverse, and get another 50% retrace, a lower high, and then you dump again. Dude, I'm struggling, man. Oh, I'm like dead right now. Yeah, I should just put sunglasses on so you can't tell I'm hungover. It's a good idea. How about if we're no depression? You know, dude, recessions come, and depressions are just like longer recessions, dudes, for the most part. And I wouldn't think about that right now, dude. Let's think about recession that's coming, and the markets could, you know, you just gotta think about kind of midterm out there, how we could again, the technical damage done, we get some sort of real rally, and maybe people feel comfortable. But you just got to remember the Fibonacci when we do retrace. I just don't think we're going to make it back up to all-time highs on this next time, you know, the next time we rally again. And so if you don't do that, that's how the recessions start, man. The dead cats, the bounce. Okay. What's up, Beeswaxer? Bears win again, man. FYX, dude.
Mitch, I have bad news. I went 20x last night right before the massive drop. Binance liquidated my whole position. $14,000 gone.
Are you serious, Maurice? Could you tell me exactly what your trading plan was when you went long? 20 times leveraged? I don't know, man. Leverage trading in crypto, you know. Tell me, just give me your plan, right? Like, what was your entry? I mean, okay, I get maybe, well, dude, yesterday, you said yesterday. So yesterday there was no buying signal. I maybe would understand if you somehow, like, you didn't have a chance at 7,400, not for real, because like it crashed long before, you know, you hit 7,400 and just kept going down. But maybe 7,700 you'd like leverage, though. There was no reason to take a long yet at 7,700, even though it could have been an entry for potential inverse head and shoulders. You were not oversold yet, and that's what made me never pull the trigger on doing a formal trade setup on that, because it's like, it just, the variables are not there, that we do not have them for that to be a good trade setup yet. And thank God we never got the variables from the market because, think about taking a long without the variables. You would have seen a historical drop and been a part of that, and probably running stops would have been everywhere. Your stops would have not triggered because demand just dried up, disappeared. Whew. So Variz, tell me some more, man. Tell me like what your thought process was, so we know like what you were thinking. Dude, Dr. Sauce, man. Crap, that didn't really work.
Thanks Mitch for the insight. Retiring next Friday, chewing the fingernails.
Chewing the fingernails. What do you, well, that's kind of crazy, dude. You're retiring, like, while the world's crashing. A gaggle of black swan events. We've never seen before anything like this. Well, hopefully you've had a wonderful career, man. Hopefully you've acquired mass amounts of wealth. Hopefully you've, when you got that wealth, you invested it in the right things. And, again, retirement, you're talking like, I don't know how old you are, but if, it's like normal retirement, you're probably, older. And so that means if you've been participating in this market for more than 2-3 years, well, then you're doing well. You're okay, right? But the last thing you can do is panic right now, because the time to panic's over, right? You got to wait for a common retrace rally that could take a couple months to happen. We might still need to find the bottom here on the S&P. So, congrats, dude. What'd you do? I mean, I guess you're a doctor of some sort, right? Dr. Sauce. Calling all Dr. Sauces. Dr. Sauce for Tindy surgery. Dang, I don't have my voice changer, so. Oh, man. So what would I do to make that work? Go to my chart overlay. Crap, man.
I went to the S&P chain at 0.0028 last night. They liquidated my position at 0.002. The low was 0.0015 on Bianchini. I was trying to catch a dip, aka going for a long. I was so close to being correct.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. If you're going to be knife catching, trying to scalp and all that, well, maybe, if you lost $14,000, you can't really be upset about it, right? Because it's like you got to know your risk going in, right? It's like, I know, like, if worst came to worst, I would lose $14,000. If you're okay with that before you hit buy, no big deal, right? But you just got to be cognizant of the risk you're taking. And you have to ask yourself worst case scenario, right? So it's like if I buy a call or a put, it's like I know worst case scenario, I'm going to lose this much money, right? Worst case, like if my options expire worthless, I lose $500, $600, whatever it is, right? So if you go in with that mentality, you can't be upset with the worst case scenario outcome, right? So sorry to hear that though, Variz. Thanks for the threes though, dude.
We haven't reached peak spreading yet. Once it happens, the US shut down stores like in Italy, market will dump again. Lot more to come.
Sorry about that. Let me turn off all the TTS on this one. No, this one TTS isn't even on. So I gotta go back. I'm sorry, man. This is not easy, okay? Man, I'm sorry, y'all. And so you said, oh my god, this is so difficult. My brain is like fried right now. It's because like I didn't have like super chat like enabled like for the longest time, right? Especially when I was doing this. So I'm just turning off TTS on all these. I have to do it manually too, because each variation is ridiculous, dude. God damn. Just give me a moment, man. I'm sorry. So, Johnny's talking about we haven't reached peak spreading yet. Once that happens, oh yeah, and the U.S. shuts down stores like in Italy. Market will dump again. Oh yeah, of course, dude. I think we know that. There's more bad stuff that's gonna come. You know, a meme has been born out of it in our community, right? It's the guy from Truman Show, and he's like, "Go ahead, pump it, or go ahead and queue up the NCAA canceling the March Madness tournament. Thank you, perfect." Right? Because it's like he's orchestrating the FUD, the bad news, right? And you know, that's it, dudes. And we are the Truman Show, right? Our lives is Truman. Okay, so almost done here with disabling the TTS on one of these overlays, man. It's just stupid. Should be at least good on the no duplication of audio, you know. So, just looking at Microsoft right now, we can go back to the SPX. I mean, Bitcoin's 58.27 right now. Great. 5,800 though, remember, is a critical support. You know, closing above 5,800 is good, even though I just don't know how long it's going to last with people risking off. You'd think that if 5,800 can hold, and then we can get some volatile price action staying above 5,800, you might rally to, you know, 6,000, 6,400, 6,500. And then after that, if you're lucky, 6,850. And then after that, 7,400, then 8,500, then 9,500. They're each going to play a role as a support resistance potential reversal area. Okay, so I think I've got almost all of them now. Dang, dude, what do I have to freaking do? Okay, I think we're good here on the super chats. Not you know, double TTSing. All right, should be good. One day I'll work on making the super chats part of the graphics for the spaceship. You know, that just, dude, you understand, no one's ever done this type of graphic stuff. Not really, not to the level like where we're talking engagement with an audience. You know, Dr. Disrespect has a green screen. Congratulations, a lot of people have green screens. You know, only a few people have like graphic designers that make it, you know, this theirs, right? Like Dr. Disrespect. But then this level we're at now is like when someone tips, it's like part of the show. Like, I'm getting attacked, you know, so.
Can we take a look at our bullish body pattern in silver?
Oh my god, dude. T7, turn on the flag shield now. What's up, Ken Wolf? At our bullish something? Hold on. I'm not prepared. Bullish Gartley on Silver Connect. Oh, yeah. XAG to USD. Thank you, man. My music? What happened, dude? Should come again. What happened? None of my stuff saved? Oh, yeah, that's right. I did it on the other screen, man. Let me, yeah, you broke a trend, right? I mean, that's bad. But we had drawn something else. We had kind of refined the analysis here. And you still got to look left, though. Like critical support, you're below it now. That's not good. But, yeah, the thing is, what I really think, I don't know, like I saw that replay of this analysis and I'm like, I just don't know. It might make sense to go down here, man. And it might be a bat. Because like, I get it. This is a discernible swing low. But you don't have any bullish divergence yet.
Which I am okay with losing the 14. It does suck though. I used to be homeless. Today I have a successful business out of Miami. I will make the money back. I am not worried.
Well, if he's not worried, Chet, I guess we can hone in and attack him. All right. D7, line it up, man. We got him, Chet. We freaking got him. Threes. let that attack be no pain. No pain, man. Very grateful, dude. I think we're... What the heck, man? Where are my lights? So the way I had it, you know, was like this. I mean, it's like perfect, dude. So 786, right? Where you are. You're at it. But, dude, I just... You can beat a PCZ, you can be oversold, and you can rally and then dump again. And that's what concerns me. Normally, when you get to these confluence areas, you want to have divergence. The way we dumped doesn't make me feel as comfortable about these patterns. Like, because... So the scalper's, you know, great because, you know, he's taking short-term positions off of critical supports and in and out, but it's much higher risk. It's like he could be getting stopped out in 5 minutes from taking his position, right? But like for the swing trader, we don't want that. We want the most chill stuff where like you get down to these areas methodically. At some point, you've created a pattern like a wedge of some sort. And when you get down to these areas, you want to be showing like that seller exhaustion. We don't have seller exhaustion. We just have you're oversold. That is not seller exhaustion. You can remain oversold for an extended amount of time, right? So that's what leads me to believe this isn't really the best potential trade setup, even though it could play out. And this one makes me want to redefine my anchor points. You know, this is, you know, it's still like 55% from there. So, we're on the dot. So you could make the argument maybe there might be a better entry at the 88.6% retrace. Because maybe look, I get it, right? You are below critical supports, IMO, right? I mean, I know there's the wick there. There's a lot of chop, man. A lot of support here. So what could happen is, you know, the scalpers could come in, push this price up, you know, they make their money, whatever, and then they offload it at lower highs on that retrace, and then you dump again. And then you get down to the next fib node, and then, you know, by the time that happens, it's like you run up, okay, and then you come back down, you pivot, and then that's when we start seeing that bullish divergence, man. We're looking for a recipe, man. We're looking for many things, not just you're at a PCZ. A harmonic by itself is just as trash as just buying something because there's a pattern, when there's no other variables that line up that are also saying, you know, this is what could be coming next. You know, that's what reading a chart is, okay? So does that help at all? Does this make any sense, dude? Maybe not. I don't know. So, thanks so much for the 600 people tuned in right now. If you're enjoying this live stream, hit the like button, that bell, that sub. Just trying to do a little education on what we're looking for as real swing traders. You know, these market conditions are just, you got to take a break, man. It's just not the time for the swing trader, okay? For the most part. Oh, XRP 13 cents.
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
Nice, dude. Poetic Alexia, dude. Beautiful. That's right, Lensopos, man. You got it. He's got it, dude. All right, so let's go back to the S&P 500 real quick. Silver, man. Nothing we have yet that we want as swing traders. All right. But remember, I mean, like, think about gold. Like, maybe there was a good shorting opportunity because there was bearish divergence. I mean, this was, look, a double top, hitting a critical resistance the second time, and lower levels of relative strength and momentum. And see, that's what you're talking about, right? It's like the market trying to give you a hint. And people around the world see this. They say, well, here's a high. You sell off. You attempt to rally. It's the same high, lower levels. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3. 3 coinciding variables right there.
Yes, it did help. Well, thank you for the knowledge, Mom.
Kean Wolf, man, thanks for the 420. Thanks so much, dude. Oh my God, Elon Musk in the chat. Awesome, man. So, just keeping our eye on the S&P 500, man, and it's in the green. You know, the rally is kind of holding for now. This is up 5% on the day, the S&P 500. So Dow Jones, I'm sure, looks almost identical. Let me try to figure this out. Quad screen. I'm gonna need to create another screen. I gotta have like 2 utility screens. Let me do that real quick. Excuse me. Man, feeling rough, dude. But hey, you can't say I didn't leave it all out on the field this week, right? For streaming. Did all I could, man. Let me, so right now I'm creating that quad screen that y'all like. So you just gotta give me 2 seconds, okay? Okay. It's freezing. So I hope y'all had a great week. I know it's been a exceptionally emotional one, but wow, there's no TTS now. Wow, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Was that intentional, or was that supposed to happen? Dang, dude. Fernchild says, next stop on Bitcoin after 3,800. Cheers. You'd think 3,150. That's exactly where we would go if we fall below 3,800, man. All right. So thank you, man. And I'm sorry. I'll continue working on Super Chat. Like, if you're gonna tip today, maybe it might be best to just tip with fiat of the description stream elements, if you want that message to get sent out. But it's something I have to work on off stream because it's so disruptive, to work on it during the stream. So is FYX still losing his mind right now? It seems like he's calmed down. Dow Jones right around its open, sitting right now at 22,039. Kind of crazy, man, right? Jeez, how do I man, so many? Dude, that's so dumb. These like magnified freaking tickers, dude. Wow, man. So then we do IWM. I guess I can pull it up for you. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is what I'm dealing with, though. I just typed in the ticker. It's so laggy right now. I'm not sure, man. 116.83. Wow. Hey, man. Something I didn't look at. From that low point to high point, we've hit a 1272 fib extension. Interesting. If you go back, yeah, there's a little support there that it looks like for now held, even though I didn't think of that as a major support, even though like you just broken through all the support on the IWM, right? And then below that's like down here. So you never quite got there, but maybe that fib extension that was lining up with that November 2016 low was the reversal area. But dude, come on, man. Like, we don't know the bottom's in, but there's so many gaps, dude. Like, when will these gaps fill? You just don't know, man. Like, eventually the selling will subside. You'll rally before having more, intense selling again, probably. Let's see. Also, we were doing the NASDAQ Composite NDAQ, maybe? Maybe I was doing the IXIC. Jeez, dude. Laggy as crap. No, that's NASDAQ Incorporated. Hold on. I've never seen it so laggy before. This is my backup PC. This is not the main battle station. Alright, this is not Threadripper. This is not 2080 Ti. This is an i7. And, I can't remember, man. Let's see, let me just clear that one. Alright, it's better. So the NASDAQ composite, yeah, dude, this one's like, you broken like so many supports, dude, like nothing, but you're just bouncing off this one right here. So falling below that, man, you're in a lot of trouble, I think. Right, falling below the 73.21. I think the next target would be 6,800 or so, right? That's like, you see it, the valleys. And then below that would be like 6,600. So, wow, man, gaps. They all look similar, don't they? God. Oh, man. Dude, I'm dying. Dying, man. Will the main battle station be up and running? I mean, it's available, but again, I'm letting my dad and the contractor. They have to come in and out and figure out some things, measurements, and whatever they have to do to get this little renovation thing going. So I mean, I'll be back on it. Like this, you know, next live stream I do will probably be from in there. So I don't know if people like. I don't know. What do y'all think, man? People watching in the morning. Anyone newer here that's never seen the spaceship overlay before? Let me know. Xerox doing things. Oh, give me a break, dude. Any altcoin you pick, it's up substantial amounts today, but you got to look at the context of what it's done the day before. You were in all the green today, right? 200 weekly moving average, or his last resort. Yeah, that's Papa Roach, man. Capitulation. I don't even remember the lyrics. If I did, we could make up a rap song for it, or just a regular song, you know, Papa Roach parody. But capitulation has to be in there. Capitulation, no buying. 200 week moving average is my last resort. Right? That would be it. That would definitely probably be like the lyrics for it, okay? Sweet. Split my stream time between day and night. Late night. Daily close stream. Yeah, no. I mean, like, dude, it's just like by the time I get to that time of the day, like, I've already expended all my focus, and I'm just like drained. I don't know what it is. I just, it's tough, man. Because I'll even exercise and stuff too, and it's like I have to be able to exercise. This is my last support. That's what it is, Brett. Perfect. See, we got a team of experts on this. All right, we're gonna be fine, chat. Gonna make it in this music game, Kings. So just many, I mean, there's just carnage everywhere. Let's go take a look at oil again, all right? It's probably not, you know, off too bad. It's lows, you know, yeah, just consolidating, right? I mean, ever since Black Monday, you've just gone sideways throughout the week. Looks like, yeah, bearish consolidation probably. Look, you're oversold. I mean, you're in shock. I mean, you got a supply shock and a demand shock on oil for the first time ever, right? Coronavirus has made demand shrink and dry up, and then supply shock, or I guess demand shock would be because of the trade war, price war. Supply shock, that's supply shock. Demand shock is Corona. Sorry. So yeah, that's like double-edged, and it's never happened before, for real. So I can imagine how your price could be in shock too. Like, you just went straight down, 40% of value lost, you know, and now it's just sitting here consolidating. Maybe it just does the same crap here. I don't know, but this is a different move down than these method. I mean, this is like down, up, down, up. This is just straight line down. So you'd think that maybe you get some sort of reflexive rally in time, you know, but there's nothing really saying impending price action versus the upside. You can come and back test $39 in time, maybe. Test it to fail to dump again to lower prices. Jerome, thanks, man. When does the stream actually start? What do you mean? Is the stream not started yet? Is this not started enough for you? What's up, Matthew Richards? Says thanks for your dedication to this morning stream. Trooper. Good to see you survived the battle at first light. Yes, sir. We made it, dude. But the orcs are knocking on the door of Helm's Deep, and we're here waiting on Gandalf, and Gandalf has not shown up. Our men are dying left and right. Wait, never mind. We're in space, dude. We're not supposed to talk like that. Sorry. I know I need sleep with exercising. Oh, I get sleep with exercise, but then we throw in, you know, Patreon nights. It makes it much more difficult, like, because that throws things off. Because like at that point I'm like in party mode when I should be getting in bed. Fortunately, last night I didn't have problems going to sleep. Hence why I'm here, right, so early. What's up, Jamie Page? Yeah, thank you for watching, being here. Let's look at Link, dude. Someone wants to see Link. Hey, it's up 32% today, but what happened? What of this? What of this, man? Double top. Oh my god, it played out like the Jesus, man. Look where it went. It went down to, you know, September of 2019 lows before bouncing resoundingly, and now, you know, green body back above the 200-day moving average, but not after this double top. Hit its measured move, and where the day closed yesterday and where you opened yesterday and began to rally was exactly where that 100% measured move was. It's uncanny, man. So I dig it. I truly do dig this. Good guy, Link. Again, with candles like this size, and I'm sorry, I don't even know what's going on with my, I don't know why my volume is inside my MACD. It's so weird. I'm gonna have to get rid of my, is there any way to separate? I want to remove the volume. Maybe if I do this, hold on. Got it. So now I'll just re-add volume. Because I want it outside. I don't know how sometimes that happens, dude. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, in situations like this, man, this is extreme amounts of volatility, and you know, this is what a swing trader wants, right? This stuff, dude. Double tops with bearish divergence. You get it, right? This was a bullish cipher with bullish divergence into convergence. That's the swing trader's dream. This is the day trader, scalper, insane stuff that, quite frankly, you know, I want to wait for a pattern to develop. Like we had one. We literally had one and it played out. Wow. So now I'm waiting for more than just one green candle with a large wick to do something, right, man? Just saying, you don't have any bullish divergence, you don't have anything. You just have a big green candle and like historical crap, you know, with selling and buying and just insane stuff, dude. Good God, man. Work is shut down. Case in the building. Private Fortune 500 company. Ape shit. What, you saying your work shut down? Sorry, man. I mean, no one wants to, like, not be able to work or do their job or their career, you know? So I would just think that you shouldn't be surprised if one day, you know, oh, hey, your boss calls, we're closed. Moon boys who survived the melee deserve a promotion to space cadets. Okay. I'm out of coffee. Well, I mean, I have a little bit. I might need to get some more. Fortunately, the market's been pretty chill today, right? Volatility isn't very high right now, which is good because I'm kind of tired. I feel like You know, waking up, I'm just tired from sleep and stuff and drinking yesterday, but it's just more like I think I'm tired because of the volatility. I don't know how much my little heart can take, man. What's up, Skyward? Hey, Skyward, your mic's on, dude. You put it on push to talk. Thanks, dude. Kings. Oh my god. Oh, you're in class right now. Like when let's have it up. Click on the volume. I guess it, Julia, sorry, I just saw that message. Right, thank you. David S., thanks for the Leroy Jenkins, man. You need to have the graphics guru put a sun at the top right of the chart and black hole at the bottom. That'd be cool as F, dude. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, man. But we could do something like this. Hold on, man. Let me show you what I can do. It's so cool. You'll see. This is perfect for the market, dude. I'll just tell you right now. Maybe I can't because there is no loop of it. But there's like gotta be like a background of it or something, you know? I'll get it. Dude, that's so crazy looking, man. Oh, I like that one. I don't know how large it's gonna be, or if I'll be able to actually use it. So links up 31% today, like many other altcoins. They're all up, you know, between 20% and 30%, right? Even XRP is, right? Maybe. Probably not. I don't even know. XRP's up 20%. Congratulations. You still suck. I mean, XRP is sitting at a price of 16 cents. So let's try this out. Probably not going to look very good. Give me a sec. So it's like the whole week it's been like this, dude. Right, it's just been like a freaking black hole. So what the idea would be is like I'd have a high quality version, like video loop of this, and you know, it's behind the chart, so it's like the black hole, man. The volatility black hole is here, dude. Oh my god, look out, get away. You know, you get it, right? That's kind of what I'd be going for, but it's not, it's a stupid GIF. Couldn't find a video loop of it on YouTube, so figured out. Good idea though. Alright, all these altcoins look about the same, man. I think it's pretty awesome on Bitcoin though, where you hit that 886 retrace from the low point to high point. Right, the 886 was touched, and not only that, the low to high 1618 was touched like the Jesus. I mean, perfect. Like that was the target, it seems like, for the bots, like that low to high 1618, and you were just so oversold at the time. I mean, you were the most oversold you had been since November 2018. So with that amount of volume, you know, these are the types of volume that can turn and shift entire impulses, right? So I mean, that's high volume. On traditional markets, you look for stuff like this. You know, look how high it was, where we could in time get a methodical move back up, and this channel seems like it's intact for now. Pretty nice good guy channel. So I know there's a lot of lines here, but if you understand Fibonacci, you know what I'm talking about. These lines are here for good reason, because there was a definite confluence between 4,000 and 4320, right there. So thanks for the 600 people tuned in. Thanks for the 200 likes. Just wrapping up what has been an extremely historic week. One of the worst weeks in the history of the stock market. So you've been living it with us, man. All right. Just, you know, if you were thinking about making something, the Ape Show, it would certainly be just a video file, right? MP4. Those are best. I can make those. I mean, those are what I would prefer. Like this is MP4. Or a wave, .wave, but I prefer MP4. Waves just don't work on everything, but it does work on OBS. So, what's up, Catterday, man? Good to see you, dudes. Stop talking about yourself. Yeah, Scalper's Dream, I guess. Sure. More people buying toilet paper. He's delivering gobs of toilet paper. I don't know, man. Something about people want to have as much, toothpaste, toilet paper, paper towels. They probably just they hoard it so they don't have to go shopping to get more stuff. But then in that case, it's like, all right, well, do you have food? It's like, if you're going to buy a lot of toilet paper, you got to buy a lot of everything. I would think like deodorant, shampoo, anything, all the toiletries. What's up, Disco Chuck, man? Down 60% today, up 30% today. Yeah, that means we're still down 30% from yesterday. Absolutely. Bullish, man. Cat butt. But, dude, what some volume. I mean, this volume, though maybe the bottom truly isn't in, right? Maybe you break 3,100 in time because the recession is true and, people are risking off and want to get the crap out of, everything, including gold, Bitcoin, equities, oil, you name it. So maybe, but like now, I think with the volume that has come in, it is very likely that a short-term bottom is in, right? Where we won't like crash this weekend and next week to much lower prices back to 3K. It seems like maybe now we start some form of consolidation. Whatever it is, we'll be ready. Like, it's going to take time for something to develop here on the daily, right? And that's what we look for. We want to see like daily time scale patterns. Those are going to be most reliable, and those are going to be the ones that are most likely to play out, right? So we'll see. I mean, if we get some sort of very nice rising wedge, right, like a pattern similar with a lower high or something, we're still in the channel, that'd be a great shorting opportunity. Maybe you get up to like 7,500 again, and by then you're showing some divergence or something. We'll see. But volume like that, you just got to remember, traditional markets could be signifying a local short-term bottoms in. All right. You don't have to loop it. I have the ability to loop the MP4, but yeah, I mean, looping it's great. I guess like it wouldn't matter because you can just make the file like 2 or 3 minutes long if you want, and then I can set it on a loop in my OBS, my online broadcasting system or whatever it is. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, there's something called Discords, and we have one of the most active Discords that exist out there. So I'm posting the link now. If you want to be a part of it, you want to join the discussion and conversation when this live stream inevitably ends, well, that's where you do it. This is where you can get in contact with me and anyone else in this community in the Discord. Also, YouTube is very bad at notifying you when I go live or produce videos. So Discord, you're always getting pinged. We ping at everyone when I go live, so you won't miss a stream. Okay. Toilet paper for S-coins. There you go. Well, it looks like some market participants have white, and we're seeing some green today. A little relief. Great. Starting a downtrend. This has made it certain that the downtrend is very well intact, right? This is the way, you know, we're looking at the channel. So we can get rid of the Fibonacci, understand what we did, the value 886 and the 1618 confluent. That's gorgeous, dude. Freaking gorgeous. I mean, on this exchange, Coinbase is the highest amount of volume we've seen since. Yeah, you have to go back to December of 2015 to see this much volume. Does anyone? We didn't talk about that yesterday, I don't think. I mean, this is more volume came in than well, wait, why is it like that? I hate. See, man, it's so annoying. At some point, it looks higher here, right? But if you scale out, zoom out, you can see it's like, oh. Let's just say it's like matching, I guess, volume from like, you know, the crash, the Great FOMO crash or something. It seemed like maybe 2015. That's just a stupid amount of volume, man. And normally with that much volume, we get rallies. Bottoms are in for a certain amount of time. Well, here's what you're doing. You look left, right? What is Bitcoin really doing? It is testing 5,800 as a resistance, and it is bouncing off of it, right? So there, what was once an area where people were buying, this is where people are selling now. That's not good, man. You've got to get back above 5,800. You got to get back above 6,400. Otherwise, this could very well continue to the downside. Like, who knows? We've never seen Bitcoin in a recession. You get it, man. Welcome, new Discord members. Hype. Yeah, short-term bottom probably isn't, right? Short-term, like talking, hey, this impulse happened, so now we're going to try to create consolidation, some sort of pattern, a descending triangle, a wedge, ascending broadening wedge, or you name it. But look at that, man. Look at the swings, dude. You know, just moments ago we were around $6,000. Now you're at like 5570. I mean, it's just nuts, dude. Just broke the rising wedge. Oh no, dude. 60 minute. I don't really like patterns on the 60 minute, but look at that. There was divergence in the 60 minute before the break to the upside. But dude, yeah, again, it's like this 5,800. You look one time. Look, see, this is what I like about the 60 minute. It's not so much the patterns. It's the candles. We get so many more candles, so we get to see more price action correlation to a critical support resistance, right? Like 5,800. You can see how many times we're rejecting it now. That's not really good. And now, like, your positive momentum's playing out. So now the next move would be probably lower prices. We would come down to 4,600. Eventually start painting a pattern, right? Like a much larger pattern, not one on 60 minute. This is you know, scrubby, meh. You know, I don't see much anything here for a pattern, and I'm not going to trust a 60-minute pattern anyway. So yeah, you can see we're getting rejected at an area that should have been support is now resistance, and now we're starting to sell off some. So, oh, you're here. The college question. So at Bama, do you need to be Greek to fit in at Bama? Not necessarily, but I'm telling you, man, Alabama's Greek system, like they call it the machine, you know. If you've got the ability to go to college and one of like the major social amenities is the Greek life, you know, I think you'd probably want to do it. I was like, I played football at Bama for a couple of years, so that's how I started everything in college. And then after, I went a year under Shula, then a year under Saban, and after that year under Saban, he cleaned house on everyone pretty much. Like 40 people were cut like in a 2-day period. I just happened to be part of that collateral damage. It sucked, man. It wasn't, but after that, I pledged as a junior. I was taking some summer classes and just met a guy, and turns out, the president of his fraternity was like, we went to the same high school together. So like I went and like, oh yeah, I remember you, man. And they treated me right. They're like, just come on, dude. If when you like gone from football, you notice like all the commonalities you have with a lot of your friends, they just disappear. So it was like I had like this identity crisis, my junior year of college, and so fraternity was a real good way for me to get back. I felt like robbed of my social life being on the football team. Like there's just this like military, dude. Like you have this regiment every single day. You're just like up, you're working out in the morning, you then go to class, then you try to take like a 30-minute nap after eating lunch, and then you go to the football complex, and you're there all day from like 1 o'clock to watch film in your pads, not your shoulder pads or cleats or helmet, but like with your like leg pads on. And so like that was my life, and so when I didn't have that anymore, the fraternity was great for me, to meet new people, to create a network of people I talk to all the time. So you can think about fraternities as parties, but you're gonna know these people far longer than just college, man, and they can help you get jobs, whatever. So it's the connections you build in the fraternity that are so valuable versus just the party scene. But like, if you don't join a fraternity, it's not like your life's ruined, but people will call you a GDI. It's a gosh dang independent. And there is this snootiness there where if you're not Greek, girls are like, what? Normally girls will ask you, hot girls at BAM will ask you, what fraternity are you in? And you're like, I'm not in one. It's like, oh, okay. It's a weird thing, dude. It's a social construct. Again, it's the machine. And it's like that around the country in certain colleges, but there's something different about Bama. It has the largest Greek population of any in the world. Like the highest percentage of students are in a fraternity or sorority, right? Out of anywhere else. So if you're gonna join Alabama, you kind of like, it's a nice thing. So anyway, that was my breakdown, Gabe. It's not the center, but dude, social life, it kind of is, right? I didn't get hazed. They were like, they really tried not to haze me because like most of them were my age, and they were like, they knew I was like on the team, so like I had gone through pledgeship, dude, real pledgeship. So they were like, how could I haze someone who actually went through real pledgeship, fourth quarter program, 2-a-days and all that, when they just did like hell week, and a lot of times they'd be like, can you get one of your brothers or, one of your pledge brothers to do this for me? And I'd just be like, nah, because like, I'll do it, because that would have created a lot of resentment with my pledge bros, dude. So I tried to actively find things to do because they wouldn't ask me, Sorry, that was like, a conversation for Gabe. If you don't know, I'm talking to this guy on PMs, and he's like considering going to Bama, the college I went to, or my rival school, Auburn. So, no, yeah, Disney, yeah, all the theme parks shutting down, dude, right? And no one's going to the theater. Yeah, I mean, it's up 5.87% today on the gap up because of the major indices, but look where you are. This is a major support. You're right at it, man. That's 100%, dude. Oh my god, sorry, dude. Bob H, what's up, dude? Alright, so Cypher that someone was pointing out, yeah, right, dude. It's like, again, that's like the whole point of, You know, you don't want to hit a PCZ going in a straight line down. You want to be methodical, and you want to have seller exhaustion by the time you get to a PCZ. So that obviously was not real, right? But you know, you just had so much technical damage done, right? So if you're back in a range now, like a range that existed from July 2015, August 2015, and created its first 2 touches, right? So you're just back near the bottom of that. So yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, if you talk about low risk, at least for the short term, yeah, these areas, like, these are the areas where people would maybe take longs if you're going to play a range. But this type of action, man, it's a fundamental, like, triple black swan event, dude. And it's just, like, not the same situation as just, oh, it's just a normal market, dude. This may not be a normal market yet. You see what I'm saying? We could be, like, reversing our trend to the downside, and there could be much more downside, right? I mean, you fall below 90 bucks, dude. You got that 86.50 low point, but beyond that, man, right? It's market expansion. There's no real support on the way up, so you've got to really hold here. You don't ever want to fall below that. Otherwise, there's technical damage. You could be in a lot of trouble, right? Oh yeah, Brian, man. What's up, Samuel Adams? Yes, stock market is open right now. That's why I'm live. That's why I've been live every morning, because this has been a week that we will look back on in history and be like, dude, you remember March of 2020? Yeah, dude, I remember. Yeah, Ray was live for that. It was so weird. Like, he'd never really been live for stock market opens, but that week, dude, yeah. And maybe people will be like, dude, that was a great buying opportunity for Disney because it's at the bottom of the trading range that it fell back into. Right, straight line down. Eventually you get reflexive rallies. And maybe you come up to test one of these peaks again. And people won't be able to believe it, dude. It's like, why, man? Like, look where you are. So it's wild, though. Yesterday, Disney was down, like, after hours, like 3% more or something. And now, again, with the indices, it's gapped up. And it's now trying to hold on to this support level, isn't it? It's like in the zone. Support zone. Yeah, just buying toilet paper mongoose. Good idea, dude. Probably. Disney puts everywhere. I mean, dude, it's such a high risk to buy puts now, you know? It's like, I couldn't imagine. The premium, probably insane, too. Excuse me, no thanks for the singing, dude. Dude, no. Never. Okay, thanks for the 624 people tuned in. Dude, we are so close to 23,000 subs, chat. So close. See, yeah, dude, 79 more subs, still 23,000. Dude, come on, let's go, dude. I feel like I've been stuck in the 22s forever, man. What's up? Samuel coming in from Florida. Spring comes too soon. Oh, I love it, man. I'm looking out my window right now, and I see the buds blossoming. These white buds every spring. It was just so funny yesterday, watching the world fall apart, doing that 6.5 hour marathon stream, getting done. The sun was still out, right? And I don't know, went outside to just like sit on my front porch, and like the sun was beaming through the clouds, and I was looking at the trees with the buds blossoming, and it's like, if you don't participate in the markets, man, it's beautiful outside, right? It's like, how on such a beautiful day could there be so much blood in the streets on the stock market, dude? Cruising parks down this weekend. Everything is scary for now. Yeah, sure. And that's like why, yeah, it seems like a good opportunity to buy, like, logically, right? But unprecedented history, and this is like warranted dumps because, you know, how affected these equities are going to be from shutting down many sectors of their business, right? The green buds, man. Yeah, 420 is upon us, dude. It's going to be 420 for an entire month this year. Did you know that? Elon, Elon, you out there, man?
Is that a joint?
Yeah, he's there, dude. Sorry. So I've been live now for 1 hour and 37 minutes now, getting close to that 2-hour mark, with the stock market just kind of cooling off today after its
Bounty hunters.
huge dip.
We don't need that scum.
But, I mean, cooling off, but starting to go red again. What's up? There's Gabe. Thanks for the sub, dude. Dang, you didn't even... I guess it's another account, maybe. Michael Lord says he loves how the government throws a bone today to stop you out of the SQs today. Annoying. Well, you know, man, right? I mean, come on. You're throwing, you know, darts at a wall now. Because, dude, the selling is overdone. You realize, like, imagine, you know, buying puts or going short when you've lost 25% of your value and you finally hit this demand line after a straight line down. Look where we are. I mean, how could anyone want to buy a put here? If anything, wouldn't one want to take a long here? Just because, like, this is like historical dump, right? History. The reflexive rally will be pretty nuts, dude. You'll get some V-shaped type stuff, at least for 38%, 50% retrace in time, a gap fill or two. You know, but like, even if the trend is to fail, right? Like it will probably when the recession is. It's like you still get like knee-jerk reaction bounces off these supports. There's still like most of the time there are buy orders here, and it rallies before it comes back down to touch it methodically before dumping to the downside and breaking it finally. Okay, so just saying, man, is it really a low risk, high reward opportunity to be buying puts or taking shorts at these levels? No. Is it high risk to be taking longs? It might be. So again, like, right, doing nothing sometimes is okay. So Bitcoin's back down to 53.50, where it just ran up to hit 5,800 to fail, to back test it and regard it as resistance. That's not a good thing, man. Where Bitcoin was up 20+% today, it's only up 10.5%. It's pulled back pretty hard. It is Friday the 13th. I didn't even think about it. I'm in a spaceship right now. Gorgeous. So let's take a look at Royal Caribbean. Let's do these cruise ships, right, that have been devastated. The damage is so bad. Let's go to the weekly, because... Alright, so the weekly, you know, from that 2009 low to high, you know, any uptrend, you broke it, right? But I mean, you're at a 786. You're only up 2% today. I should tell you something. Selling could commence more. I mean, look... all-time lows on RSI, of course, you're at less than 14. Large spike in negative Momo ever, large spike of volume ever, largest amount of people leaving, mass exiting this crap. For good reason. The fundamentals make sense for this to lose all this value because they're screwed. Like, they can't do anything. People are barred from going on cruises and stuff. I mean, it's just business got wrecked here. So the next target's really $20.42. Even though it is true, we are sitting at $31. If you can hold this support and fib node at the 786, okay, fine, bounce. But again, after this, you're kind of below the critical support. I think $20 is in the cards in time. 886. Saudi Arabia floods Europe with $25 oil. Dude, yeah, I mean, I can see that. $25 per barrel, Henry's talking about. It's a good song, chill. So I don't know how longer I'll be live today, for real, you know? It's like, the volume is not as bad. It's like the market's not imploding today. You know, like... I'm not a moon boy. I'm like a volatility boy. Like, for being live, it's like I want to be here to cover the volatility, but volatility is really not that bad today, and traders are closing out their weekly positions, right? So if you're closing out your weekly positions, you would expect or think a bounce could come, right? Because it's like people that have been short, heavy, have had puts, all these, you know, different mechanisms to short the market, you think they're closing and going back to cash, and so you'd expect maybe, hey, the rally could come on a Friday, especially with the stimulus, 1.5 trillion over the next 2 weeks in the repo market. I mean, that's gonna affect things too. So I know there's a lot of lines here, man. I hate the magnified stuff, but I try to make it good for the mobile viewer, right? So clean it up a little bit. It makes it look so ugly. Wow, the Masters has been postponed, chat. Did you know this? Oh my God, my bookie. You know, my bookie got tickets to the Masters finally for the first time in his life this year. And now it's postponed. Dude, that sucks, man. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do, dude? We can't. There's not gonna be any NBA finals this year or NHL finals. There's not gonna be the Masters. I mean, we're gonna maybe have baseball still. They've canceled spring training, and so like, if this festers, right? If this thing doesn't get better with time, then MLB is gonna be completely canceled too. I don't think they've said anything about NASCAR yet, but you'd think if everyone's falling for an NCAA March Madness, what are we gonna do, man? We got no sports to watch. It kind of sucks, man. I mean, I'm not a big sports fan. I'm huge college football. Like, that's my thing, is college football. But I still enjoy like seeing like the best teams play each other in all the sports, right? Like, I like seeing the semifinals and the quarterfinals and the actual finals, dude. It's kind of fun. Bob H says, thanks for watching with us. Love your input. Thank you, man, for the $2 super chat, man. Sex bots, get to work, chat. Destroy them. All help, I guess. If there is no sports, what do I do? Kevin, I know, dude. It sucks. No audience at UFC fights. So let's take a look at Gilead, right? That encouraging action of the coronavirus cure or vaccine. But, it opened at $72, right? And look at the selling that's coming. You're at $69.79 now. So really, that rumor or news of them, them doing well on just the work they're putting in to find a cure vaccine doesn't look like it held up much here. But still, you can see, long before this thing exploded up, it was just like, this looked technically sound for a long position, right? Looking at the trend before you, the retrace, 50%, 618, the accumulation you were starting to get it on the tail end near the supply line. This is just a long position trade where it targets between 84, 47, and $99. Now, you get a corona vaccine, you could be seeing all-time highs, but yeah, I'm just glad I have it. Some of it, Cue the sex bots. Perfect, thanks. Brian, what are you talking about, man? What's up, Christopher? Ohio Hospital Jesus Man says things are gonna get worse before they get better. Schools are closed here in Ohio for 3 weeks. What about by me? Oh, I don't know. As far as I know, everything's still going here. I mean, where I am though, so. Okay. What? There's an article circulating saying Apple could buy Disney after the pullback. The Fed is to start buying treasuries today across all durations, starting with the 30-year bond. That's insane, dude. Wow. Yeah, the Fed will sorry, let me so yeah, the New York Federal Reserve will begin buying Treasury across the yield spectrum as part of its effort to help the financial system through the coronavirus scare. In an announcement today, the central bank said it was accelerating to Friday purchases it announced the day before. The move comes in response to a market demand that the Fed act immediately to quell what has been an extraordinarily volatile time in the bond market, with yields sinking to historic lows amid rising liquidity concerns. Yields at the long end of the curve jumped following the Fed's announcement, though gains in the stock market decreased. Yeah, we remember. So the schedule for today's operations look like this. At 10:30 Eastern, which has already happened, $4 billion each into the 20 to 30 year purchases. Right now, as we speak, about from now until 11:30 Eastern, so the next like 15 minutes, the Fed is adding $5 billion to the 7 to 20 year space. At 12:45 to 1 p.m. Eastern today, the Fed will be injecting $8 billion into the 4.5 to 7 year sector. And from 1:30 to 1:45 p.m. today Eastern time, another $8 billion will be added in the 0 to 2.25 year sector. So markets have been looking for the Fed to start buying coupon-bearing securities, particularly at the long end of the curve, due to a backup on dealer balance sheets that poses potential duration risks as the economy slows. And this is the New York Fed, a quote by them. These purchases are intended to address highly unusual disruptions in the market for Treasury securities associated with the coronavirus outbreak. The moves are a part of a $60 billion in purchase already, or are part of $60 billion in purchases already announced as part of the Fed's move to expand its balance sheet and reserves in the banking system. In addition, the Fed is reinvesting $20 billion of principal payments it receives from holdings in agency debt and mortgage-backed securities. So I've already talked about this, but just lastly, in addition to the new round of bond purchases, the Fed also announced yesterday a series of longer-term repo operations that could amount to $1.5 trillion. Repo involves banks swapping high-quality assets for reserves they use to fund daily operations. Okay, so we're clear. We're getting the injection in the bond market as we speak right now, dude. Yeah, dude, like heroin. Yeah, Catterday. Who'd have thunk it, man? Oh, I thought they were going up naturally. Whew. It's not really healthy, dude. It's like what has to be done, though. It's like intervention has to come in sometimes. Wow, so the Brazilian president has reportedly tested positive for the coronavirus. And people who fully recover from coronavirus can be left with 20 to 30% less lung functionality. Dude, oh my god. Kidding. Yeah. 23% retrace so far. Bed Bath & Beyond's gonna get wrecked, dude. Can we start over, please? Yeah, Kenatomo's here. Hi, Kenatomo. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be live, though, y'all. I'm tired, hungover. I've left it all on the field today, and the market's not doing too much, right? We can look at the quad screen again, right? Maybe. where, you know, I mean, again, not much movement today. Any buying was faded, but not much selling so far. Dow Jones, top right of your screen, S&P 500, top left, IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETFs, the bottom left, and then NASDAQ Composites, the bottom right. So, you know, the Russell 2000 does look very weak today. And if you don't hold 113.60, that 1272, and there's like support looking left, it's actually like you're below it. I mean, you're just kind of hanging on to this December 2014 low, I guess. So you don't hold that. I do think in time you will see the 1414 that is confluent with the next support that I thought we'd be hitting at some point anyway. Dude, 107.25, 107.33. That's the target, I think. So who knows? Selling could commence later today, right? Like, look what the S&P 500 is doing. You see this 25.78, right? We're below it. Okay. Look left. I don't know. That's where like candle closes are. Yeah, look, candle close, candle closes. That's why it's important to me. So you're like, look at this, man. 25.30. Falling below that. There's no support really. I don't think until 23.50. I think that's like where you'd go next. So you're just barely hanging on by a thread. Not much of a rally. I mean, the only rally you got was a gap up. You know, it's pathetic. It's like when the market's open, no buyers, no bids. Terrible. Get wrecked. Dude, Tito, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's like you can just breathe it in, dude. Like, you could be talking to someone who's infected, and if you're talking to them and they're breathing, you could be inhaling it, the virus. One of my friends who's like medical professional, you know, he works at a hospital, was telling me about this stuff yesterday. It's just like, what the... Yeah, Rana, Justin Trudeau's wife also tested positive for corona. Yes, correct. Six feet is a distance. What do you mean? Like, that's like what you should just, if they're 6 feet away and breathe, you can get it. So you're saying, join the Discord, by the way. If you're new in here, join us. Yeah, these are one of the situations where Black Monday happened, historical drop, and I mean, like, you know, now at this point, I think we've hit a demand line. I would think that maybe you'd have some reflexive rally soon, maybe a pause. But again, if you break the upslipping support, I mean, that is like extreme bear market. I mean, that's like the trend from 2009 is literally done. So. Oh man, rough today. Should have just slept in, dude. I don't know. Again, I just wanted this historical week. I wanted to end strong. Build antibodies and activate your killer T cells. They're always active, man. They're ready to go at any time. Sorry, just reading some chat, man. Sitting back, dude. I've been live for 2 hours now. So if you're enjoying the live stream, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks so much. As many subs and likes as possible. We are on the cusp of hitting 23,000 subs for the first time ever. Would be a huge milestone, and I can't do it without you. So y'all roll. Okay. And thank you for the 640 people tuned in. Seriously. I mean, dude, I don't think FUD got people shook. I think it's the reality of the situation, what the economic impact is going to be from a triple Black Swan event, man. It's not a joke. It's not like fake. It's like actual reality. Like, the selling is warranted, you know? Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's an XRP free zone now. Dude, I can't help that whoever developed this ticker at the bottom hates XRP. It's not my fault, dude. Don't get mad at me. I didn't code that, alright? So just for the record, someone clip that for the XRP, you know, moon boys that think I hate XRP. It's like, no, dude, I didn't do that. I did not do that down here. Is President Trump supposed to speak, El Batson, man, soon? Oh god, dude. Dead. Let's see, So, I mean, like, you know, the headline, dude. Stocks gapped up today. And could dump more, could rally, but chances are, with it being a Friday, you'd think that most traders are going to be closing their positions today. And we shouldn't be seeing some sort of horror show on Freaky Friday. Now, it is Freaky Friday, so anything's possible, right? Coming off a Supermoon Monday, Black Thursday. Trump to speak at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's like an hour and a half, man. That's not... it's a long time, dude. I don't know if I can stay on that long. I'm tired, dude. I mean, I think property, real estate, this recession to last time, I don't know if it'll be anything like it. I mean, just remember, like, real estate was a part of, like, what caused the crash last time. So, I don't know, man. Real estate should probably hold up better than 07, 08, 09, you know, before it bottomed. So, not sure if selling now is a good idea or not, but you know, it's lower risk if you're out, you know, because who knows what a recession can do. It'll affect all markets, probably real estate some, just again not like 07, 08 exactly. Wolichan, not arguing, but I mean, come on, dude, like 3 different coinciding terrible events is so crazy. Coronavirus, bond yields, and price war with OPEC and Russia. That is gonna, you know, that's collateral damage. They may be going at it with each other, but dude, it's gonna destroy a lot of jobs in the U.S. It's gonna hurt frackers. The oil industry here is gonna be obliterated, man, for the most part. Many are gonna go belly up. So let's go back to Bitcoin real quick, maybe before I get out of here. And as you can see, that extremely high volume, I mean, near record levels of volume have come in on the dump. And then I guess the rally that all it did was back test an old support as resistance, which is bearish. That's not positive price action. It's not what you want to see. But maybe with all the volume that came in, a temporary bottom's in so we can consolidate, go sideways, upslope in it for a while before selling off again. Oil industry's taking so much down with it. Absolutely. Sure is. Dude, I'm not going to stay live for another hour and a half. I'm coming off back-to-back 6.5-hour marathon streams, and I even did a live stream last night, dude. So, I'm just tired, man. Alright, so you get it, man. I think from watching the stream, if you watched it the whole way through, think you have more clarity on what the S&P 500 is doing, the Dow Jones, the IWM, the NASDAQ. You know kind of what Bitcoin's doing, what a couple alts are doing. You have clarity of gold, precious metals. You've seen oil, what it's doing. We've covered the broad scope of all the markets in a 2-hour period. So I do want to say thanks so much for coming by. I mean, really, y'all are just so amazing. I'm so grateful for this community, and I always feel like I'm dreaming, man, every day. It's like I can't believe this is real, all of you. Okay, so let's do this real quick. All right. All right, man. So let's prepare, dude, for hyperdrive. Oh my god, dude, the thing's frozen early. Hold on, let me turn that off for a sec. Jeez, man. It's so annoying when it freezes like that. Alright. Prepare for hyperdrive chat. We're gonna be kings, dude. Alright, here we go. So chat, I'll be flying off to another galaxy. Thanks again for everything. Y'all amazing likes, love, support, contributions. Be sure again to join the Discord if you haven't. You want to be part of it, man. It's extremely active, okay? And it's just like where this stream ends, the conversation continues while this stream goes anyway in Discord. So I'll just be back sometime in the future. So be on the lookout. Until next time, respect the TA.